Hi, my name is Dr. Chris Marrero Howieson, and if you're watching this video, you are probably searching for a therapist or maybe even helping somebody else find a good therapist. So today I'd like to talk to you about some of the most important things that you can do if you're looking for somebody to work with. All right, number one, where do you look? There are so many different places that you can look for a therapist. You know, a lot of times our friends and family have seen therapists and we hear from word of mouth. That's a wonderful resource. You can also look on websites like Psychology Today, Yelp, or Google. One of the things that you'll notice if you start to look online is that there are so many different options out there. So really these websites are a good place to get started with the process, but they're not going to give you all of the information that you need. So once you get a handful of names from the internet or from your friends and family, go ahead and check their websites. Their website should be informative and yet simple. You don't want them to be too complicated or filled with jargon or psychobabble. It should be easy to understand. And the things that you're going to be looking for are things like, do they specialize in what you're struggling with? You need to make sure that they're a good fit for you in that way because, for example, if you're a 45-year-old woman who perhaps is making some important decisions about your career, then going to somebody who works and specializes in children is not going to be the best fit for you. Other things to look out for on their website are things like, do they take insurance? If they don't take insurance, are they able to provide you a super bill for out-of-network benefits? Can you afford the price if you have to pay out of pocket? And again, throughout all of this, you're going to want to start asking yourself the question, does this person sound like somebody I can work with? So once you've done a little bit of research on different websites, it's time to take the next action step, which is to give them a call. Once you reach out and call them, it'll be a chance for you to have your first conversation with them, and this is a great chance to find out a little bit more about who they work with, how they think about change, what you might expect if you were to meet with them for therapy, and again, asking more specific questions about price, location, availability, things along that line. And then we move on to the most important piece, which I've been talking a little bit throughout, but I can't stress to you enough how much this stuff is important. So this is the goodness of fit. Is this person somebody you can work with? It's important that you feel like you can trust them well enough to move forward. Thinking about the therapeutic process, sometimes you can get challenging feedback that may be hard to hear. As you're meeting with this person, talking to them, looking at their website, I want you to imagine, do you feel like you would be able to hear challenging feedback from this person and use it to move forward, to grow in the ways that you want to grow? Again, along the lines of goodness of fit, I want you to consider that things like pedigree may not be as important as whether or not you trust them. Trust is that piece that is going to take you throughout the therapeutic process into the change that you're really looking for. And I want you to also consider whether or not, when you speak to them, you feel like you would be able to tell them when it's not working. You know, therapists like me, we're all a little bit imperfect and we're just getting to know you a little bit. And it takes us some time to figure out who you are and how you take information. So one of the things that I always appreciate from my clients is when they tell me, hey, you know, when you say this thing, I really would prefer that you say it this way, or you know, our sessions aren't working as well as I'd like because we spend too much time talking about X, Y, and Z, and I'd rather talk about something else. Can you imagine having that conversation with your therapist? And if so, that's wonderful. That plus trust is the perfect combination, the beginning of a great therapeutic relationship. So I hope that you found this helpful. If you have any other questions about this, you are always welcome to call or email me and I can elaborate on any of these points. Otherwise, I wish you the best of luck with your process of finding somebody and good luck.